I just sold my business.
A 23-year-old lad to have a Porsche 911 930 Turbo. How's this come about?
Sadly, when Dad passed away, I inherited not just some good stuff, but also some negative stuff that came from him.
I don't know where we're going to go with this, but we're kind of...
Basically.
But well, hold on, let's not talk about the numbers. Let's introduce you to the channel first, yeah? Let's get into this.
Yes.
Let's get into this, Ben. Ben!
Hello, mate! The first time I'm not here with a van and actually here with cars.
Yeah, you're here with cars today, because these are your 2 daily drivers, yeah?
Yes.
Interesting pair of cars they are. Obviously,
Yes.
everyone knows I love a Range Rover. I did notice your one's got a bit of damage on it, which is...
It's well loved.
It's interesting.
Yes. Character building.
You bought this car in a time where... Forget about the cars and things. Let's talk about you.
Oh.
It's gone off track. We need to talk about you. Ben, for anyone that somehow doesn't know, he's a podcaster. That's what everyone knows you for, don't they?
Yes.
I met Ben back in 23, I think, in Vegas. And we literally met on the same trip. Do you know what? You say that, we actually spent a lot of time together. Not love time, but...
He upgraded his plane seat. We upgraded together to get away from the rest of the group because we'd had enough on the way home.
We actually did, yeah, on the way home. We sat together. It was a good trip. You've got an interesting story behind, I don't know how far into that story you want to go into, but when I first saw you, I thought this guy's done this van, yeah, and the van's amazing, by the way. For anyone that's not seen the inside of that van, I know you take it to different events and stuff for people to get in and have a little look around. It's amazing, isn't it? So you came up with this idea. I'm guessing, was it during lockdown or after lockdown?
I just sold my business, was sat on the sofa, and 2 subsequent YouTube videos, one after another, came on the television. It gave me the idea. First one was a van challenge for less than £1,000. What can you do with it? And Auto Alex, but then on car throttle, because it was like I was watching something from years ago, turned this van into a mini podcast studio. And the next one that came on was Diary of a CEO Stephen Bartlett, and saw his amazing studio. My brain just went, what if someone took the amazing studio and did the concept of putting it in something that was actually mobile in a van? You'd be able to get amazing guests. And we come to you. We've been in the building over there that you use to give away your cars, open the doors, seen the back wall, and that's the whole concept of it.
And it's convenient. So for podcasts, well, we've got a podcast set up here, but if I ever done an interview, well, I've actually never used it for that. We use it for our own purposes. But if I ever want to interview a guest, I've got to then inconvenience them and get them to come to me, which is a mission. Yeah. Some podcasters can come to you, bring all their gear with you, but that's a mission as well. But with you, you've got the full
So they get in the way.
What's that?
They also can get in the way.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You got to have space for it. But you literally bring the whole podcast, it's convenient, you slip it into other people's time, and it works. Good idea. But you sold your business. Do you even want to go into that?
If you'd like us to.
I'd like to go into that, because it was obviously the first time we ever sat down. I remember sitting down in a cafe in Vegas, and you said to me, I said, what? You're obviously into cars, that's why you was in Vegas. What cars have you got? And you was like, I've got a Porsche 930 Turbo. And I was like, what? How old are you, Ben?
25.
25, so back then you would have been 23, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's an 80s car.
It's 89, yeah, it's wicked. It's Wolf of Wall Street.
It literally is the Wolf of Wall Street car, isn't it? For a 23-year-old lad to have a Porsche 911 930 Turbo, I was intrigued. I was like, well, hold on, how's this come about?
Not as self-made as you, sadly. I'd love it to be the case, but also at the same point, I had a fantastic upbringing because I had a dad that was really entrepreneurial, and also something that I look up to in him is he never started his business till he was 42. I was probably 12 years old before I knew anything about a company or anything, because we grew up so normally, and it just happened that when I was around 12, 13, this paving business that my dad started started to do really well, and he was supplying this is basically a large yard, builders merchants similar with paving slabs. And when I was 18, I'd gone into the family business. I wasn't brilliant at school, I'm really hands-on, I'd tried everything throughout the company, and I was a bit bored. I loved tinkering with websites, so I built this online store. It's still going, it's called pavingdirect.com for anyone that wants to have a look, and literally just became a customer of the business, a trade customer, trade account, and that became the biggest online paving store in the UK within 2 years. We had days that we had over 200,000 people on the site. We became vastly the biggest customer of the original business overnight. Through that lockdown period, 2020 was doing more revenue than the original business. But sadly, when Dad passed away, which was very unexpected when I was 21, and just after lockdown in 2020, life took a turn, and I inherited not just some good stuff, but also some negative stuff that came from him, a little bit of debt and things like that needed to figure out how to pay off. So I got rid of all those businesses, which is what let me on that sofa figuring out what the hell to do in my life, which is what led me into a van, which is what led me to talking to people, which has led me to the point that now I've got various businesses from that journey.
And even off the back of that, yeah, because you're doing various different businesses. So you still got your paving business, obviously the podcast.
No, I'm not completely non-involved with paving stands anymore.
So you're nothing to do with that?
I sold everything, the online store, the lot, everything.
So you're now the podcaster in a van, and you've begun now investing in other businesses, isn't you?
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones, I think, is GIVAEAWAYS, isn't it?
Yes.
That's your main.
So
That's your.
You're based outside of Milton Keynes, or in Milton Keynes.
In Milton Keynes.
In Milton Keynes. So everyone from this area will know of Chicken George. Some people sort of lower London will know maybe of Ginger Wings. There's certain chicken wing businesses all around the UK, and they've sort of got their hotspots, their sort of neck of the woods as it's called. And our hotspot is in Bristol and Swindon, and I'm GIVAEAWAYS. I'm half of GIVAEAWAYS. I invested in GIVAEAWAYS, which is a chicken business. We've got street food trucks and we've got physical locations, because I had the founder on my podcast when I first started, was inspired by his story and made a joke with him at the end, like, if we're ever looking for an investor, let us know. I was looking for something else to do.
Yeah.
And he said he was, so we went to the pub and that was it.
That is so cool. And it's a booming business at the minute, isn't it? Some big chicken wing brands sort of growing overnight.
Yeah,
and yours being one of them.
You know, I'm very open with everything, so I think it's important for people to understand every detail about everything, otherwise they don't get the full picture, then the content's irrelevant. But we've taken it from 30 grand a month to north of 300 grand a month in 18 months.
300 grand in a month of chicken wings, that's a lot.
And strips. Believe it or not, if you had to guess what percentage of sales was actually strips versus wings, what would you say? How many's wings as a percentage?
80-20.
You think we sell 80% wings? 20%
Yeah, I would say
we sell 70% strips and 30% wings.
No way.
Yeah, so it's a.
So the GIVAEAWAYS brand, you'd think it'd bring people wanting wings.
Is Kelvin comes down, he goes, I want 20 wings, get me some of them, maybe wing of China, a bit of buffalo and blue, but then you bring your partner and you bring your kids and they'll have strips. Your partner will probably have strips because she might not like wings on the bone.
Yeah.
That's typically what happens.
Yeah, you're right.
And then there's 3 people that are eating strips and you're the other 21% that's not. So that's what ends up happening with that. But it's been a fun business, and also I'm super competitive, as you are at your Calvin's Car Diary Day that we did in the summer that will be out this year as well.
Yep.
We could see how competitive we all were the second we got out on the flipping track.
I know.
We were all on go
that was funny, wasn't it?
What's brilliant about chicken wings is there's huge chicken wing showdowns
I know.
called Wingfest that go on in London, Derby, Birmingham, Bristol. If anyone's listening this far in and the retention graph hasn't fallen off a cliff, please get yourself to a Wingfest this year. It's genuinely a great day out over the summer.
Really?
And you suddenly become a connoisseur throughout the day. You go through like just starting off eating a few to like everyone's sitting there going, that one was definitely a bit sharper. Like they've got the bit, and everybody votes, and at the end of the day the votes counted. And last year at the Bristol one we won 4 of the 5 awards on offer.
So that is massive for you lot, isn't it?
Yes.
For you to win one of those awards at a Wingfest, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. So we've had some fun times. There's other businesses. I've got a digital marketing agency, just do another thing, built a fishing lake. My brain does this and somehow turn that into like a day a week on each one.
It's incredible. It is, honestly. And when I sat down with you, going back to that cafe in Vegas, I thought, this guy is so interesting, man. This
nuts,
is so,
some would
cool.
say.
Yeah, nuts, cool, interesting, but innovative as well. You constantly come out of ideas and you're going for it. You're going for these ideas. The wing business, the fishing lake, which is part of your childhood, part of your story, the whole fishing thing as well, which is also interesting because not many people, cars and fishing, you don't put the two together.
My mum loves being outside, and obviously naturally she was heartbroken when we lost Dad. She loves trees and planting and all these things, and my dad loved fishing down the road. He took me loads when I was a kid. So when he passed away, I thought, what could maybe mum get stuck into? And I had this outlandish idea. They had a 3-acre paddock field behind the house. We'd never done anything with it. It was just a sort of wild meadow field. And I bet when you went to the beach, you ever went to the beach as a kid, the first thing you do is dig. And I'm convinced that every bloke across the UK has something inside them. It's like a thing that at some point they have to dig. And I saw an opportunity to dig. So I got a 20-ton digger in after doing some planning permission and built a small 1-acre fishing pond, called it Kev's Pool after my dad in memory of him. It's got an Airbnb on it. We've been planting it up, letting it grow. We're not in any crazy rush to open it, and it's been really nice to see my mum get so stuck in with being outdoors. And we've got a lovely bench going on the side to finish it off, which says Kevin Fowler, Mr. Blue Sky, as a nod to my dad, because I'd to think his blue sky thinking is what I've got now.
Oh, that is amazing. And a lot of who you are, what you are, has come from your dad, obviously, because he's a business. Even you said he'd done it later on in life at 42 years old. That in itself is amazing.
When people say to me, "Oh, it's amazing you're doing it at 20 or 25," and like you know so much. I was in his office from 12, you know, at the weekends and everything, watching everything that went on in a business like that. So I was so fortunate. But what I find amazing is how Dad did it at 42.
Yeah.
And then like into his 50s. So
it's incredible.
It's the other way around, really. I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. And for you to take that success, and I know like there was a lot of negatives that came off the back of it, but for you to take that and continue it on in new directions as well and make it bigger than what it already was, that there, like I haven't even got words for that. That is amazing. If you were my son, I'd be so proud of you, man. But
the difficult thing is, like, I don't know if you get so complacent to maybe some of your own achievements. I don't even feel like scratch the surface. That's the issue. Don't even feel like any sense of accomplishment, like, at all. It's like maybe just a sense of, okay, there's something to build off now, which is wild, really. But I don't know if you'll ever get to that utopia. It's like on YouTube, isn't it? People strive to hit 100k and then they hit 100k and get the plaque and they're just like, well, where's the gold one for 1 million? So it's like there's that issue. It's like, will you ever be happy?
It's definitely human nature, I would say, and you must see it all the time with like the CEOs and whoever you interview, that we're all chasing the future. We don't look back. Like that, forget about behind. It's all about what's in front of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's available, what we can achieve. And yeah, I get that. I feel the same. I could stand there and think, yeah, my yard's good, but I'd like a bigger yard. And I'd love 100 cars or whatever.
Yeah.
But it never ends, and I think that's what keeps us going, which is why.
And if people have got any sense of humbleness inside them as well, which I like to think I do, because I grew up generally very normally until I was in my teens, and the business kind of went off, and we always sort of have been that way. I feel like when people try and compliment you, you sort of just go, yeah, no.
Receiving compliments is strangely.
And I go, I'm not like self-made. I had a great start, not only financially with the ability to sell what I'd built off the back of my dad's business, from his business. I had a fantastic start that others don't have, so I try and play down. I know I've got a good brain, and I know that I work extremely hard, and I know those two things, but it's very hard. I never go like, oh, you could do it and you could do it, because I can't compare my situation to others. So
nah.
Try and keep it humble.
Well done. It's amazing. It's such an interesting story, and you're doing it. You're actually doing it. So your two cars. Two very interesting cars, two very opposite cars. The Yaris GR, which we actually sold recently, so I have knowledge on them.
Fantastic vehicle.
You love this car, didn't you?
I love this car in the right environment. As like a daily, the issue with this car is I end up going out and getting into like a big 4x4 SUV, because it's just like comfortable. I can get stuff in it. I've usually got people driving it. I've got an amazing assistant just behind camera over there called Toby. And Toby drives a lot in the car, because we're all guilty of being on our mobile phones too much. We've got to stop doing it. So Toby drives a lot, so I'm able to work and like maximise the day.
Perfect.
And that's like the perfect thing for that's having like an SUV. So the Yaris gets ignored.
Okay, and because you have a bit of a car collection, don't you? So you've got the 930 Turbo. Do you still own that car? So you've also got. I can't remember.
Performante Spider.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's a cool car. That's a keeper.
And then Ferrari, did you sell your Ferrari?
No, I sold the P-Stub because it was just losing so much money every time I drove it. Where the Performante didn't. That's like happy motoring. I paid $212 for the Performante, and it's still worth about that, even with 20,000 miles on it. So they're solid. And then a 600 LT McLaren, which is quite fun.
That's the one that you've recently bought.
Yes, it goes. Something different happens with it every week. But that's part of owning a McLaren, but it is mind-blowing in certain ways.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine.
Cool car.
What's the motive for selling these two cars?
What's the motive for selling these two cars? Well, this one is the longest car I've ever owned. I bought this in 2021, actually before that business sale went through.
Yeah.
I had an SVR before that blew up, and I genuinely didn't want the gas guzzling crazy thing again, so I just went for something comfy, easy and lovely. And I've had it so long, because so people remember like finance rates in 2021 after lockdown were just so low that this vehicle was financed and it was on like 4.4%.
So really low.
So cheap. This vehicle's owned outright, so there's nothing on that, but it's been so cheap, it's been really hard to justify getting rid of it every time I've thought about having something else.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that I can sort of go places in it and pull up in it and not get the effect that you get from having like a supercar or a Yaris or something like that, which is like everybody looking straight away. It's just like you can blend in a range.
Yeah, but it is also very well presented, and it serves a great purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so comfortable.
So you bought this car in 21.
Yeah.
It's now 25.
Yeah.
In that process, Land Rovers had a bad time, didn't they? I know this because obviously I sell a lot of them, but I actually own one myself, an almost identical car. As a result of that, cars getting stolen and all this negative stuff with the security, the prices have dropped massively.
Yeah, fall off cliff.
How much did you pay for? Can you remember?
62 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know what mine's worth today. Do you know how much you owe on finance on this car today?
Yeah, 29,200.
Okay. Okay. We'll look at the values of that shortly, right? This car here, how long did you say you had this for?
It's got to be getting on about a year.
Okay. How much are you hoping to get for this, Ben?
They fluctuate a bit up and down, but I think, knowing I'm a businessman, I know you've got to put a margin on anything, so I imagine 26, I'd like to say.
Okay.
Because it's low mileage, it's a circuit pack, it's pearl white.
Pearl white is a good colour, definitely.
It's got all the bits you'd want, minus second key, but other than that.
All right, let's have a little look at the values, yeah?
Because I think retail, they're 30-ish. I don't know how far the ish splays it either side of the 30, but
I think it depends what's on the market, because there's probably not a lot of them out there. And this is a good spec car, being pearl white.
And a lot of them are fiddled with.
Yeah.
So tuned, modded,
of course,
this is like fully OEM.
It's stock, yeah. Okay, so
what I love about this though is I've obviously been so lucky to have like the lightweight hardcore supercars at different points, which are like made for a purpose, like being on track or whatever. But like when you drive this down like a muddy back B road, you understand its purpose. Like it genuinely is like that thing for that thing, like a rally car. It's so good.
I would like to spend a bit of time in this car because they got talked so highly. Everyone talks so highly of them.
People are so divided on them though. There is some people that absolutely detest them. I know Shmee doesn't like them, for example, but it's.
I suppose everyone just seems to go for German brands generally.
Schmong.
Yeah, there's that. Let me just, one sec, I've just got to pull up. Right, so let's do Car Vertical first, yeah? Car Vertical, the sponsor of my channel. I'll link them in the description below. Use my code CCD to get 20% off. Range Rover first. It's got a bit of damage on the front, which is obviously not gone through insurance. What do you do? Hit a bollard or something?
Very icy morning on the way to my haircut. Little bit heavy on the brakes into turn 3, and there was a bush with quite a substantial trunk inside it.
Oh no.
It made contact with said bush and is slightly out.
Okay, so it needs a bit of paint.
Very honest guy, very honest
Very
guy.
honest, it is honest. It's a shame the bush was there because, yeah, the bump would be all right now. Well, it's not, I was going to say, it's HSE V6, but it's quite a nice spec car, isn't it? It's got the autobiography wheels.
Yeah, it looks lovely when it's clean. Like, genuinely looks lovely when it's clean. Interior, I love light interiors on a daily because they make you feel more positive.
Yeah,
I feel like fully black can make you so negative if you've had a bad day.
That is such a weird analogy, but I agree with you. It's not even having the glass roof.
Pan roof, slightly two-tone light interior.
I
honestly think can make like a 10-20% difference to your mood.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I like it. It makes you feel good. Car Vertical check is all clear. Mileage is good. What did you say the mileage is on this one? 72? 72
k.
Something like that, yeah. I think mine's a little bit higher, but mine's an autobiography. But anyway, irrelevant. It's got finance on it, which we know about. Damage, no previous damage other than the damage there, but no insurance damage. It's clear that it's important that I mention that because some people are like, oh, hold on, it's had some paint on the front, or it would have had some paint after we've repaired it.
And it does have, because you'll notice when you walk round it.
It's got a little.
It's got like, I think it's not from hitting anything. It's from, I think it's just a bit of peeling under like lots of washing.
Maybe the rear bumper's been painted at some point.
I think someone's hit that bit, because that looks like white paint. But that bit's chipped off for sure, because I think that was under a pressure washer. But that almost looks like someone's
caught it. Yeah, maybe someone's caught
it. White paint. But
so
yeah,
do with a little repair.
But would you say that that's kind of, other than the front bumper maybe, but it's in line with age and mileage?
Yeah. That is not like you expect to see a car that's however old it, 8 years old, bit of damage, done a few miles. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
And it's got like 4 pretty much new tyres on it as well.
Cool. Okay. And history, is it all up to date?
Yes.
When was it last serviced, you know? And who done the service?
Not Land Rover, so it's not full Land Rover service history. I get it done at second to none in Farringdon. It's my local place. It's who MOT'd the Yaris this morning.
Oh, you got that done today as well?
Yeah, I got that done. They do everything, and he's done the last 2 services on this.
Okay, that's fine. So then MOT until October 24.
Yeah,
25. Sorry.
This had, because they suffer with lander sensors.
Yep.
and this had a lander sensor not too long ago, and that was like 1,100 quid, I think it was. So
Okay.
swap it out and change it. Second salon did that too.
Okay, cool. 3 owners, you're the 3rd owner, bought it in April 2021. And then the whole timeline there showing everything that's been done throughout the history of the life of the car. So that's all good. Obviously the finance, we can sort that out after we've agreed a deal. And then the other one is the Yaris.
If we agree to.
If we agree a deal, that's, yeah, you're right. If you don't push it too much. I know what you like. I know what you like doing deals. I've heard some of your deals you've done. Yaris is all good as well. All green ticks. That's perfect. It's actually got the MOT on here from today. I'm amazed.
Has it actually already?
March 2025. Look at that. See, Car Vertical are on it. They are on it, and that's exactly why. Well, in fact, I'll show you a reason why you should do your checks, because there's a crashed GI Yaris on screen there, and that's what you do not want to see when you do a Car Vertical check. So I'll link them in the description below. Use that code CCD to get 20% off. I use them for everything I buy. It's so important. You need to do it. If you don't do it,
because we've learned from all the YouTubers that are around the scene now rebuilding cars how easy, in a way, it can be for someone who knows what they're doing to make a car look brand new again.
Yeah, exactly. And if you buy a car that's been in a previous accident and you don't know about it, well, it's a big financial mistake. So, on the subject of financial mistakes, Ben, what are we going to do? Usually at this point in the video, we ain't talked about values, have we? We actually didn't go into values. We've sidetracked with Car Vertical. Let's talk about values. Keeping it very, very simple, right? Range Rover, between 20 and 23. Auto Trader says £20,000 trade, right? And what do you say you owe on it?
29,200.
Okay. That's unbelievable. That's
not
horrible.
good, is it?
It's not good.
It's just the amount of them that got stolen, the insurance price went through the roof. That's out of interest. If everybody's got to this point, they'll hear all the cars that I've got on the drive, very fortunate to have. That's the most expensive one to insure by country mile. That is 2.5 times the Lamborghini to insure.
No way.
Yeah. That's 25, so.
Insurance is, yeah, I suppose your age is a problem, but even my missus'
25
car.
now. It's not. It's not.
Even my missus' car, hers, I can't remember what her insurance is. It's ridiculous though.
It's 4.5 grand now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot. And it wasn't like that when I first got it. That's gone mad
because of that
throughout the ownership
situation.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
But I've got 6 months left on the agreement. I've only kept it because of how low the interest was. I knew that it was going to be, when I saw the stealing going on, an absolute pig to get out of, which is the risk you take when buying anything, isn't it?
To
come out of it. And I know I've got to do something at some point. I either have to pay 29 grand off of it at the end of the agreement, which will pay me because I know that it's just paying way more than what the car's actually worth.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pig sorting the bumper out and doing everything.
Yeah, which is why you're here today, innit? You just want to
well, when I only came to sell you a GI Yaris.
And you turned up with 2 cars.
Yes, because Toby had to take me home.
Toby's going to take you home. And I said, what are you doing with that? And you was like, funny enough, I'm thinking about selling it, but not yet, in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
And then you said, well, if we do a deal where we can get rid of the pair of them.
Yes, because I'd love a new daily. I would like one. And I know that it'd be so easy not to do anything with it today, because I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe I would just pay it off and chunder around in it for another few years and like absolutely squeeze everything out of it that I can to feel like, which I still may do. But I also feel like however you get out of it, it's not going to be ideal at this point. So sort of got to swallow it up a little bit.
And just deal with it, get moved on. What's the next car you want to get?
I love these. I'm a bit miffed with the insurance. I genuinely don't know, really.
Okay.
Maybe the new shape Sport, but I'm not paying stupid insurance. If it's stupid, that'll just write it off. And I may go down a completely different route. I'm not sure.
Be interesting to see what you get. All right. Yaris book values between 24 and 26,850 in the trade. So you're about right on the Yaris.
26 sounds lovely, doesn't it?
To you it does, yeah. To you it does. I must admit, right, for me, I'm really not into these cars. I love a German car and I love a Range Rover.
It's just not.
This is just not. And we just sold one last week. So
you gotta be humble, man. You gotta be humble.
This ain't about being humble.
It's the Toyota badge, isn't it?
I had a Nissan GTR.
He's got a Rolex on. He's got an M5 in there. He's like, all he cares about is performance anymore.
Brand snobbery.
The Calvin I met on that flight, he'd be disappointed.
I had a Nissan GTR. And I think that's quite a comparable car. Some people are like, oh, I just want a supercar. You know, some people would like that, yeah?
How was your R8? Didn't you have a Ferrari?
Yeah. But it's not even brand snobbery. It's just not. But then I haven't driven one yet, so that might completely change my opinion.
Oh, whoa. Go and drop it.
Should we jump in? We'll go out for a drive in this.
Go and drive it.
Don't need to drive the Ranger. We'll jump out together.
Yeah.
And we'll just see what we conclude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sorted.
I've got there's only one. Jesus, stop taking the mic. I told you this.
You didn't tell me that.
I did tell you that. I told you that 100 times. Literally, I've told you that 100 times. I told you.
Right, so
it's
it's
got
only
one key.
so it's only got one key, and it's done over 10,000 miles now.
10,200. I thought you were nice. We were on a level here. I didn't think you were going to be Calvin, but it's, you know.
Nah, come on.
The beast can't help itself.
Oh, this is funny. Well, I'm in.
And then you
Set
need
the big
you click
1.6,
auto start, intelligent manual transmission shift, handbrake off,
and we are off.
and it's
That's got a nice.
it's clunk, it's clicky clicking.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's good.
It feels bigger.
You don't fit in.
No, I don't fit in it. But it's bigger than. Is that even worth saying?
Watch what you're saying.
Yeah, I am. It's bigger than I thought it was gonna be, Ben.
Oh, fantastic! I'm so glad to
I
hear.
thought it was gonna be
That's
smaller
the
than this.
feedback I love. Yeah, we love things we love to hear.
Full of compliments, me. He's just been on the roblet.
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
Is it a certain type of walk?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be one of the staff at Bingo. So this is in the full nutter mode, if you like, yeah?
There you go. There it is. It's in track, and then there's a button over to the top right. You want to hold that for like 5 seconds. That turns up the annoying lane thing off.
Yeah, that needs to go off.
There you go. There, it's off now.
Right,
Lovely.
okay. There's one of our lads from Bingo. He's just been chicken shop. Oh, rev match. It's trying to rev match, isn't it? When
Yeah.
you've got the gears. Okay. Okay, this is interesting.
Honestly, I think you'll be blown away.
I think this car needs, and I said this to you off camera, you need to spend a bit of time on it on your own. You need to, you know, maybe if we do a deal, I might take it home tonight. Maybe not.
He's already feeling that, and he's only been 200 yards up the road, and he's thinking, do you know what? I might actually take this home tonight. He's getting it, he's understanding it, he's living it, he's breathing it, he's feeling it.
I'm feeling it. Oh, yeah, it's quick though. It is. What power is it?
200 and something. I'm not sure what the something is, I have to admit.
What is it? Is it a four-cylinder engine? Yeah, 1.6 4-cylinder.
I'd love to tell you I know.
Really? You don't know?
Not really.
Is it a forged engine? It must be a forged engine, surely. You don't know. Wow. For a car review, watch Top Gear. It's a Toyota.
Yeah, it's a GI Yaris.
Do you know what? I like the seats. They're comfortable, aren't they?
Yeah.
They actually are. I'm not even joking.
Steering's, my favourite thing about it is the brakes. It's actually got proper, I think it's got 4-pot brakes.
What a thing to say though. Your favourite thing about this car is the brakes.
Oh, I love it on the
Really?
brakes. Yeah, it's good.
Well, they don't burn out or nothing. They don't fade
No,
out.
they're sick. They're so
Really?
good. Like, so good. I think it's just because you don't expect them to be as good as they are.
Sorry, I was going to say the i30N just went past there. Have you ever driven one of them?
Yeah, fantastic car.
Because I would compare. Maybe it's not a comparable car in a lot of ways, but
I've driven them.
when I drove one of them for the first time, I was genuinely shocked, and I feel like this is going to be a similar experience because you kind of get in it thinking it's just a Toyota.
Yes.
It's a Yaris, you know, but
No,
I can already feel
it's not like
this
like,
must be such a fun car. It's quick.
It's really quick. I honestly think there's a few proper twisty roads in the Cotswolds that, like, if you're in like a Boxster GTS, I don't think you'd pull away from this.
Yeah,
I really
can
don't.
imagine,
I honestly don't. It's so good. There's so much grip everywhere in it.
It's
Like,
so easy to drive
you
as
remember
well.
it's 4-wheel drive, but if you put it in like sport, it can do 70-30 and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Well, you can adjust that, can you?
Yeah.
So you can make it rear bias.
Yes.
Wow.
In sport, it's rear bias. In track, it's 50-50, I believe.
That's amazing.
If I've got this wrong, it's going to be good for you because you're going to get so many more comments. The engagement's going to be through the roof. It's going to be like, he doesn't know what the engine is.
Yeah.
Fast.
It don't matter. You've had.
What is the engine? Fast.
Yeah, it's quick. That's all that matters. What does circuit consist of? The one we
Circuit
just sold.
pack, you get a lighter roof.
Yeah,
I think the brakes are upgraded.
yeah.
And I couldn't tell you anything else, but it's
So
a GR
this
circuit.
shape in the roof here, do they all have that? Because that's quite nice.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, fair enough.
I'm
That's
sorry,
fair
I
enough.
really don't know. I bought it because I really found. I watched some reviews on them and I thought they looked really fun. And I love the ultimate variants of cars. So like with Ferrari, like the Pista, the Speciale, with McLaren, the 600 LT, and like I like. If it's a Mercedes, like a C-Class, I'd love to drive the C63 AMG Black or S or whatever it is. Give me the full fat version of something. And also give me the version that's like a little bit special, a little bit nuts. And this is like one of the only cars you can buy. There's more of them coming around now, like maybe the i30N, but like Toyota dominated rallying. They absolutely dominated it with this. And genuinely, it is a rally car that has just been made road legal. And there's so many bits on it that are from that world, and when you get on the right road, when you get on something twisty and it's wet and it's horrible and it's miserable, you feel it.
Really?
Yeah, you do, in the same way that you'd feel the track variant of a sports car out on track. You feel that element of it. That's what I think makes it really cool, makes it a cool prospect for someone, especially if they're into that stuff as well.
Oh, it must be such a fun car to drive. Like, given the opportunity, I'd love to have a little blast down the right roads.
Well, you can take it home tonight.
Yeah,
so.
well, maybe, depending on what we agree. What's also cool, which is pointless to point out really, frameless windows. That's quite a nice feature on a Toyota Yaris.
Yeah.
So service history's all up to date on this,
Yep.
and that's Toyota, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It's just that the Range Rover's got a few question marks over it. You owe a lot of money on that. I did just look at the Auto Trader rating on the Range Rover as well, and it's 10 out of 100, which means it's not a very demanding car. What do you want to achieve?
I want to achieve a stress-free way of getting out of the Range Rover.
That's cool.
I know that no matter what situation happens with the Range Rover, my options are I can get to the end of the agreement, which is coming up in the next couple of months, and have to chunk out 29 grand to pay off the finance.
Yeah.
Which would be annoying, knowing that the car then will probably be worth even less, like 60. So then you just run it into the ground, and at that point you're like running something into the ground. It's then out of warranty, and it's all these other bits that you've got to worry about and think, is it going to cost me more?
Yeah.
Then you got the insurance renewal, like what it is. It's all that stuff. So I'm a victim of that Range Rover era.
Yeah.
It's not gone well, but the car's been brilliant. I've loved it. It's been comfortable. It's been just a wonderful daily. So my point is, it doesn't sound like a fantastic deal, but I don't think anything does with the Range Rover.
But with you just want to get out of it, move on, and
Maybe use the Yaris to help do that.
okay. So you definitely want to do a deal with a pair of them. Is there anything wrong with it? I mean, this one we've driven it. It's all, it is what it is. I'm sure this is all fine. Is there anything wrong with the Range Rover other than the stuff that you pointed out?
No, nothing mechanical.
So, cool.
No, the only thing that had in it is literally like the lander sensor at the front on the engine, which triggers the engine warning light.
Yeah.
And that was replaced. They're expensive as well. They're like $1,000.
It's crazy.
So it's had its brake pads done like 2 weeks ago, I want to say.
Good.
So got all the invoices from that, because everything gets done down the road at seconds to none on that car, because I refuse to use Land Rover Swindon because their service staff are horrendous. But
Fair enough.
I can't be bothered to go further afield. So it's been looked after by a really good garage down the road.
Okay. Have they registered the services on the? I suppose they can't, can they? Because they ain't got the Land Rover.
No, but I
access.
could probably make a phone call and pull it all up.
Yeah, cool.
Say what's on my account for Benedict Fowler and pull everything out that has Land Rover on it. So
Yeah. Okay. And what do you want to achieve money-wise?
I think 26 for the Yaris is fair, and I think that the Range Rover clearly is going to be a bit of a pig, so I think that 20 is probably fair for the Range Rover. So I think if the finance was settled at, there's probably a couple £100 here and there in there at 29 to whatever it is on the Range Rover. I think the difference in the Yaris would be the bit. So I think what did we calculate that at?
16 grand.
Yeah.
So you want 16 grand, and I'll pay off the finance
Yeah.
on the Range Rover, and then I've then got 2 cars.
Yeah.
And you get out of the Range Rover. How are you getting home today?
I don't know. I haven't figured that bit out. Really?
Okay, I think that's fine. If that's what you want to achieve, you're happy with that, I'm happy. Deal done.
Deal done.
Sorted. Now that the deal is done, the big question is, what car did Ben buy next? To find out, hit subscribe, because in our weekly vlog on Sunday, we go car shopping with Ben at Urban Automotive. I'll link both of Ben's channels in the description below. I'll also link enterreg.com below. If you're a car trader and you're not on board, you need to get on it. And finally, I'll link Car Vertical below. The next time that you buy a used car, make sure you do your checks and use my code CCD to get that 20% off.